Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I want to welcome you all. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Grace Isaac and I want to welcome you to this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to thank you and appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you for the love and the wishes on my birthday. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. First disclaimer: they are mowing the lawn in my compound, and there is a possibility you would be hearing like sounds. So please pardon me and accommodate with me. I tried to wait, but they've been on this thing since morning and I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't want to not do this video. So please, that's the first disclaimer. If you can hear any kind of background noise, just accommodate please and bear with me. Thank you. Like I said, welcome again back to this channel. In this channel, for those who are a new subscriber, we talk about faith, we talk a lot about marriage, because by the Spirit of the Lord, I have been privileged to have the wisdom to talk about marriage. And that's exactly by the Spirit of the Lord. And it's something that I'm also working on personally. So this afternoon, I want to bring a topic to us that I think a lot of people need to know about, or they're willing to hear about. And another thing, I will be looking, a little bit into my notes, because I did jotted some things down as the inspiration was coming to me, and those are the things I want to bring out to you guys. So please accommodate. I will be looking at my notes once in a while, because I don't want to go out of the words that I'm supposed to say and just be saying anything. So yeah, this afternoon we're going to be looking at how to position yourself for the right partner, for either Mrs. Right or Mr. Right. How are you supposed to position yourself as a single person, as a child of God? What are you supposed to do to attract that right man or the right woman into your space? So without further ado, let us dive into it. The first thing that I wrote down is to be purposeful. You have to be purposeful. You have to have a reason why you're going into the relationship. You don't just want to date for dating's sake. You want to date because, ask yourself, why am I dating this person? Or why am I in this relationship? Am I dating because we're just trying to get to know each other, and then whatever happens? Or I don't want to be alone, I don't want to be lonely, I just want to be in a relationship? Or are you dating to go into marriage? And that is one very important thing. I don't believe in going around when it comes to relationship. Going around in the sense that I don't believe in dating somebody and then leaving them, and dating and leaving them. I'm not saying everybody who dates because of that. But there are some people that they cannot just be by themselves. They have to always be in a relationship. And that is not a good, it's not a good lifestyle for anybody, for a woman or for a man. Going from one person to the other and just dating in randoms is not a good lifestyle you want to live, because relationship takes a lot from you. It's emotional, it's physical, and you don't want to put yourself into too much that when it doesn't work, you're not trying to pick back the pieces of your life from here and there and from everybody that you've been dating. So that is why it is good to date purposefully. I have a purpose. Why am I going into this relationship? And if there is no concrete purpose at the moment, my suggestion is to not date and rather enjoy being single, because singleness is a phase in itself, that it's not forever. It only lasts for a moment. And if you don't enjoy that phase, you would miss it. You would want to be single. You will miss being single. The things that you're supposed to do. If you now move into the dating phase or the marriage phase and you're not accomplished when you're single, then there is a possibility that you might feel a little setback when you're married, and the things of your single days that you're supposed to do will keep coming back to you in the marriage. So it is good to date purposefully. That is number one. Number two reason that I have here is that you should have reasonable goals when you're dating. I know a lot of us, we put goals together: the kind of man that I want to marry, the kind of woman that I want, I like dark skin. And I'm not saying all that is not good, but other than the skin color, other than the profession, other than the height or whatever, what are the other important things that you're looking at? What are the other very important factors that you're looking at? Because in marriage, all those things can fade. Height may not fade, skin color may not fade if they don't try to bleach it or something, but these are not reasonable things that will make the marriage or the relationship stand. You need reasonable thoughts, you need reasonable actions. Like, okay, who is this person? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? How do you love God? How do you treat people? How do you relate with people? When you are hungry, how do you react to hunger? How do you apologize? Do you ever think you are at fault? Do you ever take blame for something? Things like that are very, very important factors that you need to consider when going into a relationship with somebody, and not just their looks or what they can afford or what they can bring to the table or the kind of lifestyle they live. It is very, very important to have reasonable goals. It is very important to have someone who fears God and fear man. The truth is that if you have the fear of God in you, if you truly have the fear of God, you have the fear of man. And I'm not saying the fear of man in the sense of panicking or something, but it means that somebody you respect, someone you adore, someone that can call you to order and you will not get angry, someone that when you're doing something wrong, they can tell you, hey, this is not good, you have to stop it right now, and you respect them enough to look into that thing they're correcting, and you can readjust and change. That is the kind of fear I'm talking about. So it is very important for every man and woman to have somebody that they fear, somebody that they respect enough to obey. And that is one of the goals that you have to have. You have to have reasonable goals. What are your goals in 5 years? What are you looking to become? What are the things you have in plan to better the relationship? What are you bringing into the relationship that can help foster healthy marriage or healthy children or healthy spouse? Because the two of you need to work together to make your home healthy. You're not going into it like, oh, I'm perfect. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. I'm okay. It is you that has to do the work. Every single party in a relationship has to bring in something to make the marriage work. So you need reasonable goals and, achievable goals, something you can achieve. Then the third thing I have is that be appropriately social, if there is a word like that. What I mean by being appropriately social is that there are people who are very, very social. Trust me, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being social. I'm not a very social person. I don't really go out. I don't have so many friends and all that. Yes, now that I'm married, my husband is quite social, even very social more than I am. And he's the one who has, drawn me and brought me into that, oh, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that kind of stuff. And I like it. But when you are too out there, when you're always out, when you cannot be home, when you cannot be by yourself, you always have to have people around. You always have to be in the group of people. Sometimes it is not very healthy for someone who is single, even for people who are married. Sometimes it is not always very healthy, because what time do you get to reflect? What time do you have to really think? What time do you have to build up yourself if you're always out there? So there need to be appropriation. I hope my English is right. English major, English students, please correct me if I'm not. So there need to be some form of balance in everything that we do. It is good to be social, because trust me, then how do you come across the potential husband or the potential wife if you're not social? So it is good to be social, but you have to do everything appropriately. Everything has to be balanced. You don't want to be too indoor, because no man will come knock on your door and say, I want to marry you, if you're always indoor. Or no woman, you won't see any woman like that. But you don't also have to be all the way out there, because sometimes you can portray yourself as, I don't know what I want to call it now, too all over the place or overly seeking attention. So there has to be a balance between being social, being not social, and not being too social. So it's good to be social, but don't do it in moderation. Don't do it too much, and don't do it too little. Yes, that is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I have given you a proper example of what I mean, but definitely be social, because that is one of the ways you're probably going to come across the right partner. If you need to go to church, go to church. If you need to be in church on time, be in church on time. If you need to go to an event, go to it. Carry yourself in a way, in a respectful way, in a classy way. There are ways you can carry yourself that won't look like you're proud, and at the same time would not look like you're overly doing too much or you're seeking attention. Carry yourself right. Carry yourself in a position where people will look at you and say, oh, I want to get to know this person. Who is this person? That is the kind of social life you want to have. So yeah, the first thing, like I said, date purposefully. The second thing, have reasonable goals. The third thing, be social, be appropriately social. Then the fourth thing that I have here is that be persistent in prayer. Prayer does anything and changes anything and gives everything that you're looking for. People will say, oh, so you mean I can talk to God and tell him, bring me my spouse, or bring me my husband, or bring me my wife? Oh, yes, you can do that. But when you pray, be persistent. When you pray your reasonable goals to God. Pray your needs and your wants and your desires and even the things that you're confused about. Pray it to God, because you may not really know what you want, but He is the one who created you. He knows what is best for you. He knows what you need and what is good for you. So it is very, very important to be persistent in your prayers. It is important to pray for the person that God has destined for you, that you don't miss your time, you don't miss your season in life, because there is a time for everything in life. There is a season for everything in life. And our life, we can live our life to fullest when everything happens at its season and we don't miss every phase of our life. Does that mean everybody might not miss it? Oh, sure, some people would miss it, but that doesn't mean you still cannot catch up with time, or you can't catch up with your season. But God is the one who owns time and season. So when you commit your journey into His hands and you tell Him the things that you want, even the things that you're confused about, sometimes I go to God and I'm like, God, this is what is in my heart. I know you know me. I don't even have to tell you what is in my heart right now. You can see it, but I still want to tell it to you. I don't know if I am right or if I'm wrong, or if I'm praying the right thing or praying the wrong thing, but please come and help me. Prayers like that, just give your heart and surrender your thoughts and your imaginations and the things that you think are right. Surrender them to God, and you will see how He would align your path to meet that person that He has really destined for you. And the last and final thing that I would want to say is that do not retaliate people's actions to the other party. Do not retaliate your past experience in your on your future or on your now relationship. Some people, they don't know how to deal with past hurts. When you are looking into going into a relationship, your life has to be in order. And I'm not saying complete order. We don't have to always have everything complete. But there are some specific things that has to be in order in your life, that when it will show in the way you carry yourself. It will show in the way you speak. If you're still dealing with hate and revenge and anger from a previous relationship and you don't deal with it, and you think going into another relationship will make you forget that past experiences, it will not make you forget it. The only thing is that you will transfer that hate and that revenge and that aggression into the next relationship you're going to. And instead of building a healthy and a strong relationship, you build a relationship that is full of chaos and full of anger and full of bitterness and full of fight and argument all the time, because you have not dealt with the issues that you have once encountered. So I would advise, and my plea to you is that if there is anything you've ever gone through with anybody, either a man or a woman, it is best to deal with it. If you need to go for therapy, go for therapy. If you need to go for counseling, go for counseling. If you need to fast and pray, fast and pray. But deal with everything, every bitterness and anger that has already found its basis in your heart or in your life, and that might reflect again in your future relationships or in anything, even in your place of work. Sometimes when we bring in aggression, people will not receive you as nice. They will receive us as, oh, that lady, oh, she's too cocky, oh, she's too aggressive, she's too loud, she's too this, because we have not dealt with the things that we're supposed to deal with. And like I said, I am not telling us now to be perfect, but I am telling us that one of the ways you can position yourself for a right partner that God is bringing to your life is to deal and work on some of these things that I have mentioned, so that by so doing, you are a perfect person in Christ, because we are imperfect, but in God we can be made perfect. So this way you can be a perfect person. You can be somebody who is old, because it is only two old people that can make a healthy marriage. Two unhealthy people cannot make a healthy marriage. If you're sick and another person is sick, you cannot make a healthy home. You would only make a sick home. And marriage is broad. Marriage is too deep to come into it with all sorts of agony and bitterness and envy and pride. If you have trust issues, talk to people, deal with it before you go into any relationship. And one last tip that came to my mind now that I would want to drop is that, and is in line of the deal with things that you need to deal with, is that how do I put it now? Don't be self-sufficient. Be enough. Relationship does not complete you. Marriage doesn't complete you. If you're not self-sufficient now that you're single, you will not be when you're married. If you cannot be by yourself, if you always have to be in a relationship, that means there is something that is going on that you need to work on, and you need to work on it very fast. Because relationship doesn't make you whole. Marriage doesn't make you complete. Your husband will not complete you. Your wife will not complete you. You have to go into it a complete person, someone who is mentally sane, physically sane, spiritually sane. Or you just have to have some form of completion all around before you go into a relationship. Because that guy you're looking up to make you feel wanted will never make you feel wanted. That woman you're looking up to make you feel wanted and respected will never make you feel wanted. It is the energy and the vibe that you bring into the relationship that determines if your house or your relationship is going to be healthy or not. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. I hope you have learned one thing or the other. If there is anything you want me to talk about, please leave it in the comment section, or send me a DM on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and I will definitely respond back to you. I am working on making all my social media platform one, because long time ago I got on Facebook and I used a different name on Facebook. Even though it's really not a different name, it is my name but spelled differently, and my last name spelled differently. But now I want to put them all together. So just in case, if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, it's Damilola Anifowoshe, and it's spelled DARMYLORLAH. Damilola. That's my second name, Oluwa Damilola. So Anifowoshe is also my last name. Yes, my former last name was Olaleye, because that is my dad's name, but that is my grandfather's name. I don't want to go into the big story, but yeah, I will put it on my profile on YouTube. So if you want to reach out to me, please reach out to me. Subscribe to this channel if you've not, and let us build this channel together. Thank you once again, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye for now.